you all for joining us today. It was wonderful to see you all in DC in October and be able to celebrate the decade of our collective efforts. What was so important about the gathering was not only the learning that we shared, as we always do, but the fraternity and the affection. I hope you felt the way I did. We found our footing over 10 years and, as we have, together helped our communities, our regions, our states, our country, and now other countries understand the value of working in a cross-sector manner. Yet, STEM is still debated for its value and advancement of our society. Really, that debate is not centered on whether or not we're helping to fulfill a 10-year-old's dream of designing new agricultural equipment or another child saving families from ravaging disease. It seems that it is about the prosperity of a few. The debate is not about making a buck, but about enabling all to live their best lives as they seek to do it, and for all. Right now, there are employers in this country who cannot fill critical STEM roles, not because the talent doesn't exist, but because we never built the road to get there. And somewhere today, a kid in 8th grade, you know that child, who could have been that talent, will make a decision or have the decision made for them that closes that door forever. We designed and built these ecosystems to fix that. So, has it been fixed? The uncomfortable truth is the K-12 to workforce pipeline isn't a pipeline. It's a series of silos held together by goodwill and grant cycles. You know this, we feel this, we live this. We all take the acronym seriously and strive hard to engineer systems that meet their promise, yet we have an exposure gap. Most students never meet a STEM professional before the 10th grade, and by then identity and aspiration are already formed. We have the credential cliff. We've perpetuated a system that rewards 4-year degrees while the workforce increasingly needs 2-year, stackable, and industry-recognized credentials. K-12 isn't aligned to this either. And we have a geography problem. STEM opportunity is concentrated. If you're not in the right zip code, you are largely left out and invisible to the ecosystem. For those of you who've been a part of STEM for decades, you recognize these are because we've talked about this as we designed the pillars for a thriving ecosystem. We are still after a resolution. We necessarily need the coming decade to be differentiated from the past one. Foundations are structurally valuable, but not the end of the story. So I feel there are 3 things ecosystem leaders can bring to bear in the next decade that policy alone cannot. And thank you for affording me this opportunity to talk about this. We need to redefine career readiness, starting in middle school, not job shadowing, not career fairs, real sustained relationship exposure where students see themselves in STEM roles. Ecosystems are uniquely positioned to broker these relationships at scale. We need to align the demand signal. Employers know what skills they need in 2030. They've done that strategic planning. Schools are teaching, however, to 2010. Ecosystems must become the translation layer, pulling workforce data forward into curriculum conversations and not waiting for policy to catch up. Make all ecosystems for everyone as structural features, not as a program. Stop funding add-on initiatives. Build it into the architecture of how your ecosystem measures success. If your metrics don't disaggregate origin, income, geography, you're measuring the average. And the average is hiding, and it's hiding who you're leaving behind. Averages aren't desirable. Really, this is your visionary moment. The next 10 years will be defined by AI, automation, and demographic shifts. The workforce will need more STEM capability, not less, and it will need it from a broader, more mixed population than we've produced. The question isn't whether STEM ecosystems matter in the next decade. The question is whether we will have the courage to operate at scale what the moment demands, or whether we will keep doing good work in pockets while the gap widens everywhere else. Honestly, this is your canvas. Paint the picture of what a truly functioning K-12 workforce pipeline looks like. Every student has a touch point with STEM careers by the sixth grade. Every regional ecosystem shares data, credentials, and employer relationships. Success is then measured not at graduation, but at employment and tracked back to the interventions and the mitigations in the system that got them there. Over the years, you've heard me state the importance of the collective, as our great friend and colleague Reginald McGregor has said and championed. But you are the connective tissue of STEM or STEAM, whatever you call it, in your regions. You are what happens when education, industry, community decide to act together. But connective tissue only works when everything is attached. So I'm asking you today, what are you attached to that you shouldn't be? What are you not attached to that you must be? The decade starts now. Please don't let it get away from you. Make no mistake, your voice, your action, and your unyielding love for the work, your community and its youth make you its invaluable leader. Additionally, we're not a cute service endeavor. We champion the largest and most critical industry globally, and we should be duly treated with the respect and trust that other sectors are afforded. We have earned this. But today is a bit different than the past. I need to talk to you about me. I've spent my career believing that the right kid, given the right connection at the right moment, can change the trajectory of their life and ours. I've seen it happen. Not enough times, however, but enough to know that it's real. I've seen it in the cheer from the Egyptian STEM girls winning ISEF, from Broadcom Science Fair winners addressing adaptations to help family, Fab Lab kids saying how they feel like themselves when they're designing and building with laser cutters, and more. STEM was founded 24 years ago with the tagline that I believed and still believe to be the gospel for us, helping children to make sense of the world. For that long, I've tried hard to make decisions that address this, improved learning, ensured that there were always pathways to great and gainful careers for all children. When Mason and David joined us in San Antonio at the convening, I knew that we at Ties were working hard to make this tagline a reality. Yet lives well lived have eras, and I'm now about to enter my final one. This is the last speech of this sort I'm going to give, and I want to be honest with you. I'm not leaving because the work is done. I'm leaving because it's your turn. My hero, Jane Fonda, always says that there are no final curtain calls. This is not one for me either. But you are now the ones who will decide whether this decade is remembered as the moment STEM ecosystems finally delivered on their promise, or another decade of almost. I'm betting on you. I have to, because the kids in our homes throughout our planet right now don't have time for me to wait and see. Thank you for the privilege of this work and our friendships and joy. Now go, do it better than I did it.